In the previous episode, Josh and Arobindo were given another student's reasoning and were asked if they agree or disagree. In this episode, they continue to reason about equations in the beanstalk context. They interpret several exponential equations using a number line.
So if you have 3 to the 4th, you multiply it by 3 to the 6th, you get 3 to the 10th?
Yes.
Can you interpret it in a beanstalk context? Like, what would the 3 to the 4th mean? What would the 3 to the 6th mean? What
Maybe
would
it's
3
like
to
the
10th
height
mean?
on like day 4.
Mm-hmm.
And this 3 to 10th was like the height on like day 10. And there's like 6 days have passed for the 3 to the 6th.
60 days.
What's happening to the height over those 6 days?
It's growing by 3 times taller each day.
And what about over the total 6 days?
And over the total 6 days, it would be growing 3 to the 6 times taller.
Josh and Arobindo were able to represent the given equation 3 to the 4 times 3 to the 6 equals 3 to the 10 on a number line by using 3 to the 4 as their height on day 4. This was multiplied by 3 to the 6, which was the factor by which the height increased over the next 6 days, giving them a total of 3 to the 4 over 4 days and 3 to the 6 over the next 6 days to result in the height of 3 to the 10 over 10 days. Now, Josh and Arobindo will interpret a different exponential equation using a number line.
Okay, how about you do this one, Josh? Interpret the following expression using a number line. 3 to the 7.2 plus 3 to the...
Okay, this can be... Okay. And then, there's like 4 plus 0.1, and then if you put them together, it's plus 0.4, and then if you start with 7.2 and add 0.4, then you get this.
And what are those? Are those days, heights, or something
Oh yeah,
else?
those are days.
And what's happening with the height over this time?
The height is getting bigger.
Okay.
And it's also like, it's like getting bigger at a faster and faster pace.
Okay.
And the height on day 7.2 is 3 to the 7.2 centimeters. And it grows times 3 to the 0.4.
If we put in a little hump here,
Mhm.
what's it growing by?
It's growing by times 3 to the 0.1 because it's 0.1 days.
Because it's 0.1 days. And
3 is the growth factor.
okay, so over here, it's growing by 3 to the 0.1 because 0.1 days have passed. And then over here, what's it growing by?
Over where? Oh, there.
The whole thing?
The whole thing, it's 3 to the 0.4 because 0.4 days have passed.
Mm-hmm. And what?
Oh.
And what does this represent? 3 to the 7.6.
The 3 to the 7.6 represents the height on day 7.6.
In this episode, Josh and Arobindo explored two exponential equations using a timeline. The first, 3 to the 4 times 3 to the 6 equals 3 to the 10, represented the growth of the beanstalk over the first 4 days, 3 to the 4, and then over the next 6 days, 3 to the 6, to give them a total growth of 3 to the 10 over the total period of 10 days, a relationship they were able to represent on their number line. This shows why 3 to the 4 times 3 to the 6 equals 3 to the 10. They were also able to explain what the second equation represented in the beanstalk context. 3 to the 7.2 times 3 to the 0.4 equals 3 to the 7.6. First, by using 3 to the 7.2 as their beanstalk's height on the starting day, day 7.2, and then 3 to the 0.4 representing the factor by which the height increased over the next 0.4 days. This means the height on day 7.6 is 3 to the 7.2 times 3 to the 0.4, but it can also be represented by 3 to the 7.6. This shows why 3 to the 7.2 times 3 to the 0.4 equals 3 to the 7.6. In the next episode, they describe how to write an equation that describes the growth of the beanstalk over any 2 consecutive periods of time.